Hello and welcome. It's Emilia here. I'm happy to be back with another video. Today I will be creating a winter gift set. This is a tag and the matching box. I will decorate the tag first, and once I know its measurements, I will also make a box. I will show you how to do the calculations for the box, how I usually do it at least. Today I'm using the beautiful Dewdrops collection from Stamperia. It's a new winter collection, very romantic. I just love it. I'm going to take out some papers and then cut out some elements from the paper pad. This is 8x8 pad. As a base I use Crafty Shape tag from Stamperia, and I will link all those products for you in the description box below the video. I will also use some other elements from this collection. To start with, I'm going to draw the shape of the tag, trace it to my paper and cut it out. Usually when you do that, you still have the paper slightly larger than your element, but you can trim it after adhering the paper to the base. For the hole which is on the top of the tag, I used my crocodile and I punched it few times because this hole is larger than the hole of my crocodile can create. So I just did it few times, and then, like I said, I'm trimming off the excess of the paper, and then I've got this base ready to decorate. I will add one additional small layer. For that I have chosen that light paper with the wooden background. It has a very delicate design, and the width of my paper is the same as the width of the tag, but it's much smaller. In the height it's just a little piece, and I'm also tearing off the edges on both sides, on the top and on the bottom of that piece, and then I'm going to attach it to my tag. But before I will do it, I want to add a little piece of lace just on the bottom of that element. Apart the elements which I cut out of the paper pad, I'm using also these die cuts. These are chipboard elements, very thick and sturdy elements, and I will combine them all together. The main element will be that girl walking somewhere. I just love it, and I thought it will look really nice on the tag. So before I will attach her, I'm just going to create some layers underneath. So I will be putting her on and off before I will adhere just everything what I need underneath. I usually craft without a plan, so it may be tricky sometimes. Sometimes I have to rip off the elements or reposition them, so I like to try their placement before adhering anything, as you can see how I do it now. And then sometimes I just need to look for something different, and that was exactly what I was doing here, because I didn't like the pink flowers on the bottom of that composition, so I went to look for blue flowers, because there are pink and blue flowers on the bottom, and I like when the things are symmetrical. The heart which I'm adhering now is from paper cutouts. These are double-sided elements, and they come in sheets of 4. They are pre-cut, easy to take out of the sheet, and these are paper the same weight as the scrapbooking paper, so great elements for any composition and for any project. As you can see, I'm almost finishing my composition. I will add the girl, and then I decided to bring a few more leaves, but I want to use the white embossing powder for the leaves. So I inked them all with the embossing ink, and then I sprinkled the powder on top. You will need a heat gun to cure the powder. If you never use that technique. It's very fun, and the embossing powder will be slightly shiny and it can change the color of your element. The embossing powders come in so many colors, and I wanted these leaves to be very white. That's why I used the embossing powder here. I'm going to add the leaves in few places, and then I will start taking measurements for my box. To create a box, I'm going to measure my tag first, as I've got some elements sticking out. So my box will be 11 by 15 centimeters, which is slightly larger than the tag. And then I need additional centimeters for the sides. I like to have sides double wall. So the height will be 2.5 centimeters. So I need to add 5 centimeters on each side of the box. So 11 plus 10 and then 15 plus 10, if my calculations are correct. That will be the paper size 21 by 25 centimeters. As you can see, I made a mistake, not 35, 21 by 25 centimeters. That's my measurements for the box, and I'm going to score that paper at 2.5 and 5 centimeters from each side. I do hope this will be clear enough for you to create your own, and I do make boxes from time to time and I show it in the videos, but sometimes I confuse myself, so hopefully this is clear. Once the sides are scored, I will show you how to cut out one of the 4 corners. So we've got 2 scoring lines on each side, and first I will just go to the second scoring line, and then on the other side I will just go to the first scoring line, and then I'm going to cut off the rest, which will create a little tap, and I'm going to make it shorter, and this is the part which connects one side with another. So you will need 4 of these, and then you can score everything, and before I will adhere everything and put the box together, I'm going to trim off just a little bit on each side, 1 or 2 millimeters. This will help me when gluing the box together. We want that second part be slightly smaller than the side of the box. For gluing, I use the combination of tape and glue. Tape is mostly for catching it quickly, but I do not trust the tape completely. That's why I use glue, and I will secure each side with pieces of cardboard and the clips and wait for glue to dry. For the lid, I use slightly different measurements, as I like my walls be smaller than the bottom. So instead of 2.5 centimeters on the side, I will have 2 centimeters, and the base needs to be around 3 millimeters larger. So I will create the top part, the lid, the same way I did the bottom. But the measurements for my card are smaller, even the lid will be slightly larger than the bottom part. I glued the lid of the camera and it's now drying, and I'm going to finish off the tag and then decorate the lid. I'm going to add a little ring on top of the tag and then pull through some fabric, and I'm going to create a little bow. This ring was created with the punch which I recently bought in Craftelier. Super useful, and I know I will use it for many things. I'm going to use the same papers for the lid. First the blue layer and then the white wooden background. A similar way with the lace on the bottom of that smaller layer, and then with a simple composition on top. Again, I'm using the same elements which were on the tag because I want this to be a matching set. So I will use those blue and pink flowers, some pine cones, but this all will be placed on the larger tag, which I also choose from the papers. And this will be almost it for the whole set. I'm going to add some white dots with the white liner from Stamperia, and then splats of white acrylic paint mixed with water. I was wondering if I wanted to add splats today or not, but in the end I did it as I usually do. I just love white splats of paint. But of course you can totally skip that step when you create. Off the camera I have embossed more leaves which I'm using now. They were from the same set of chipboards, and then I'm adding last few elements and a little sentiment. This collection has many sentiments. This is from the paper cutouts, and this one says thinking of you. And then I'm using white liner to add little dots here and there. First I'm adding a bigger one, then the smaller one, just to create interesting detail and add that winter touch to my project. And this will be it. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you like the project. I just love how it turned out. The collection is absolutely gorgeous and so easy to create with. So if you're looking for the products, please check the box below the video, and I hope to see you soon. Let me know what you think, and thank you so much for all the comments you leave on my videos. I also want to invite you to subscribe to my channel to be notified when the new video is up. Thanks a lot. Have a lovely creative day. Bye bye!